You're good. You can stay where you were. Ta-da! Hello! Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
You realize I'm on the other side of you from where we are at the table. Hi!
There we go!
Now people will be like, oh, this makes more sense. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber. I try not to shake the camera too much. In Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
And it's actually almost balmy and chilly out, so...
It's going to warm up warmer than yesterday.
I don't know if those words go together, but... Okay, so hi! We promised you a shop tour today, and there was something I was going to say here. Oh, I'm trying to warn y'all that this is on a stand with the microphone, but it's not one of those gyro-y things that's going to keep it from, like, going... So I'm going to try not to go on you. But, hi!
And we just did, so, you know.
I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm going to... Here, stay next to me. Stay next to me. Rotate with me. Rotate.
No show notes.
So we are going to walk you through all of this... Sorry, she had to catch up. This yummy stuff behind us. You can see the wall behind us is what's usually behind us when we film, because there's the table where we film. Ooh, and how it fits into the shop. But I think most of this, I mean, we might cut away to us a couple of times, maybe. Again, no show notes. So, yes, was it Deb? Someone was like, no, but you have show notes because you know what you're doing.
Plan.
True. It's a little different. But yeah, we're going to mostly just take you walking through. You'll still hear us, but we're going to flip the camera now. And maybe I'm making this up on the spot. Maybe we'll start from the outside so you can see what it looks like outside. Okay, and to remind you all, the reason we're doing this, we moved in here in November, and in just over a week, we are moving out. We are moving to a new location, and so we're saying goodbye to this shop, but we're also showing you all the cool things that we have done with this space in the past.
And some bright colored yarn to answer the question. From
Yeah. As if we can remember, we will show bright colored yarn too. And if we don't remember, take notes on bright colored yarn. Okay, I'm gonna
remember.
Okay, I'm gonna stop and flip, and we're gonna start from outside.
Okay.
Okay, I changed the plan. This is
Shocker.
us outside.
Sun, right?
And sun is bright, but there's our sign that we're not sure if we can take to the new place. But that's our sign, and we're outside our shop, and yeah, the sun is bright, and we're gonna show you now from here on out. We'll take ourselves out of this. All right, so as you approach our lovely shop, that's the sign I just showed. Look how pretty. And you probably saw it behind us, but this is our parking lot. The new space will have there's Liz! The new space will probably have a smaller parking lot, but this is part of a really long strip of businesses. So where we're moving is fewer businesses. All right, Liz is walking towards the door, so we're walking towards the door. But we have these lovely windows, lots of light, lots of fluorescent light inside, which actually makes it very bright. And then look, this is hey, we're moving again. Woohoo! Those are our maps. We'll see more as we go in. Dun, dun, dun. The sign guy in Asheville made these signs for us, and he's going to help us with signage at the new shop, which is awesome. Go ahead, Liz. Look at Liz's pretty hair and dress. Whoop! There we go.
More signage.
More signage. And we have a window that looks into the shop. The sign's not on because we're not open yet. So here is the front door. And it makes a doorbell noise, but you can't hear that unless you're inside. So we know when people are coming in. So people will come in and be like, oh, hello, look. There's people hanging out here, because there usually is. This is one of the things we were able to... Ooh, sorry. Go lock the door. Okay. Liz is keeping us safe from intruders. That's the doorbell if you can hear it. But we have this little comfy seating nook that we will replicate at the next shop. Although the next shop won't be as open as this, but we should have a front area on one side of the shop that can do this, where we have lots of natural light, and usually we say hello, and people turn around and go, oh, hi. And sometimes they go, you have a knitting group going on, and we say, we're just hanging. We're just hanging. Here's Liz again. Hi. Our Corsi boxes to keep germs away. These rockers. Liz, tell us about these rockers.
I got them at Sam's years ago, and we needed something to go out on the front, in front of the windows when we moved in. So we slapped a Sun Dragon sticker on them and called them our sitting area out front.
And there was a used furniture store here ahead of us, so people still come by thinking that they are for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're from Sam's.
This was in our front window at the last shop, and we still have our friends and family little creations that we've made or have been given to us, gifted to us up here up front.
Sunny's our mascot. And Chippy is, White Squirrel. Brevard.
White Squirrel, Brevard. It's a thing.
And one of Rebecca's best friends from high school made a Sun Chip, who is a cross between a white squirrel and a dragon.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah. And there's some Princess Bride characters in there, and I crocheted a globe for a window display that was for Peace on Earth
It's starting
theme.
to wilt.
It's wilting a little, but the town didn't get what I was trying to do. But anyway, so we've got some samples hanging here by the door. And then look, it's the pretty wall. Da-da. Da-da-da. This is what's behind us when we film. And I measured the new space, and I'm like, there's a 16-foot section, and this is 16 feet. And then someone mentioned it's actually 24. So I'll figure out how to put it in the new shop. I have to redo my measurements and things. But all the pretties, and at the end of all the pretties is our register. Now, if you came into our second shop, this is our third, we had 2 registers, and we still have that, but we have extra width at this shop because we had the space. So I've got my pressed flowers and my night shift. A lot of my stuff is on display, and Liz's stuff is around for us to show too. We always keep the needles and things behind the counter and crochet hooks. Especially the circulars, there's so many varieties, it's easier for us to grab them out. But our t-shirts that we sell, the pièce de résistance tends to be our papillons. They always get people's attention. I'm trying to hide your boxes so we can talk about them later.
Oh.
But I have lots of other shawls on display. We'll go into the back room in a second. We've got a notion area back here. Gonna walk everyone through that. Pom-poms, more Kirsty boxes. Cocoa Knits gets its own
2 sides.
part of the display area back here. We love our Cocoa Knits. Keep having to shift how I'm holding this. And then, I moved stuff on this shelf so someone could look at yarns for for the National Parks book, which we do not sell, but people bring in all the time. But we've got like pattern keepers and needles and notions and the mica bags. If you look behind me, we've got all the bags. Don't worry, I'm way over your head.
I mean,
Liz is bowing down, and I'm like, nope, my arms are up. So we have mica bags on display. We have a little bag stand on this column. We've got all these columns we get to use, and we have little more notions bags and stuff that we keep here. And then we keep that adjacent to the rest of our notion wall, which is looking a little sad right now, but that's because we're about to move. So we're in this weird nebulous, hang on. I almost started talking without push and go. Liz went. We're in this weird nebulous zone of we only have a week and a half or so until we shut down, so we don't really want to order more. but then we don't have the products people are looking for in that last week and a half. So it's like, be patient with us.
And with a lot of stuff, it takes about a week for us to get it.
Yeah. So ordering right now means it's here for like the last day, which is a fairy hair day, which might be worth it, but that's really hard. So we're going to try to hang on to our cash flow resources so we can restock when we move where we're going. But that means we might not have what you need right now. So thank you for your patience. All right, to continue, I do want to, before we move away from this area, I do want to say, so the blue curvy unit, which you were like, the round thing.
The roundy round.
The roundy round. And I was like, what is that? She had to explain it to me. Back behind the roundy round, it's a hot mess. That's our sign from our first shop or second shop. I forget which. I think both. Anyway, this is our winding station, which Liz will have in her own office space at the new place. The next place. And then we have extras, and we have where if you order yarn for pickup or to wind, it will be here. And it's right next to our beautiful papillons. Ooh, and of course the big one is Liz's. Okay, so moving along. Both sides of our shop are set up thin to thick. Like thinner by the windows way down there. We got the bins on this side. We have the hangy pretty wall on that side. We already went past. Don't worry, you're way out of the frame, but thank you. I wish I could film her at the same time. That'd be great. So it gets thick, but when we always tell people when the bins get shorter, this is where our encore is, which is a number 4, which should be right in the middle. But this is what we have people, it's good to have a separate classification for where our intro yarn is. That kind of stuff. So, encore and hotcakes. And we just ended up, like when we moved in, we piled all the heads back here. And then Carol, mostly at one point, put our hats out, and it's just stayed back here. And people find them and go, what's this? This is our stuff for crochet. For the little chenille, I mean, you can knit with this too, but this is our little chenille nillies, and we need to restock, but,
Yeah.
Life. Mm-hmm. So, the bags, and I'll show the twisty racks as I go. If you want to jump in, I'm just talking my bum off. So
we had some brights on the pretty wall, but, there are usual
Oh, brights! Yeah, we'll see if we have, Encore has some bright options. Yeah. It's our cost-effective yarn.
Encore is great for charity knitting, little kids, teenage boys, and husbands.
She was making a list with her fingers. I was trying to catch that, but I missed it. Yes. And then right next to it, if we start with our thicker stuff that fits in the bins well, we have, I can go back to the pretty wall at the end. We have the Encore Mega here, which some of those colors are bright, and then that's Plymouth Bay, which is even thicker, just like Encore, though. We've got some of the For Real has bright colors. The Big Merino Wool from Juniper Moon. Major had bright colors and does have, but we have very little of it in the shop at the moment. This is our Wizards section.
Wizards got bright.
That bright doesn't exist anymore. Sorry, hang on.
Which one?
I'm not filming where Liz is pointing. This is my ranunculus. Those bright colors and cumulus don't exist anymore. But see, my wizard, cardigan. That's the word. Okay, go ahead, Liz. Get excited again.
Bright colors.
This is our wizards. Yeah, some of this is new. Some of this is stuff we've had before. And the solids. We don't have them online yet.
Electric.
All of those are a nice neutral palette, but still pop a little. We've got mallow. Not much of it right now, but then we've got a bunch of bud from Juniper Moon. We have things for people to feel the samples. Let's see. Barocco Ultra Wool Chunky for a washable wool and chunky weight. My samples are all up high. I'm just going to kind of pan them a little bit. Some of these colors would be considered bright. It just, bud is cotton, washable wool. The cumulus, we've got all different varieties of cumulus. And yet Liz is going to sort a little as we go. And some of them are really bright. Some of them we don't have currently in stock. We have solids down at the bottom. We have degradé and rainbow and dappled. And then we have the Barocco Ultra Alpaca, worsted weight. We're heading into our medium section.
Some bright, but it depends on what your definition of bright
Yeah,
is.
you know, and then coastal cotton from Queensland is our good dishcloth bag, all-purpose, but still kind of soft cotton. And we've got some bright colors of that. I'm just going down here. Sesame, some of these are nice and bright.
New bright.
That new rainbow bright we're almost out of because it's just so gorgeous. But Barocco Sesame and Jody Long. Ooh, the Alba Aran is actually like a little thicker than worsted, but it fits well here. And some of the colors we got in of that
Are bright.
We have Alba, which is a thin DK we're going to head to later, but Alba Aran is a thicker version of it. It's really great if you want a tweed.
Yes.
A lot of this may not be online. Fair Isle if you want self-patterning. Saxony if you want cashmere. Ooh. Oh, look. That stuff should be up there except for the green, but things like to fall out of the shelves. Okay. Cascade 220 if you want a nice solid wool. Some of those colors will be bright. Apart from Encore, that might be our biggest selection of colors in the shop. And then I put it next to, when we came in here, I wanted it to be next to the 220 Superwash because that's just a little thinner. And we start to have our machine washable along the bottom edge here of Cherub Aran. And then Pacific Sport is down further. There's some Cherub Aran with changing colors. This we're heading into, this is the Alba. This might look really close to what I just showed you as the Alba Aran. This is the thinner version. And some of those colors are bright and happy. Walkabout is a not superwash, great for felting and just if you want crunchy wool. It's Shetland wool. Zoe, Liz is cleaning as before I get there.
I'm just trying to make it look pretty.
Yeah, Zoe is cotton linen blend. It's really great for summery things. And we have it in a bunch of different varieties.
And bright colors.
Yes. The Botanica from Cascade is not bright.
No.
It's naturally dyed, so they're very soft. Yay! Brights and rainbows! This is the Queensland Rainbow Cakes that I have made a whole top out of one of these corals here. And then we've got some leftover cottons and vivos and stuff like that in here. Queensland Perth is one of our favorites for papillons or any color changing. They sent us these leg warmers if you want to see what it does by itself when you knit with it. And then up in the corner here, we've got our self-patterning sock yarn, really, like West Yorkshire Spinners and Plymouths. It's Adriaphil Cowles socks. Wool Addicts has some new color. It's kind of like I said, attic, like where you store stuff in the top of your house. Wool Addicts.
And I've mixed up some of the bins.
And yeah, you know, we've got some of the wacky sacky and stuff, and more of the baby yarn at the bottom. Stuff that's good for baby yarn. I'm just gonna, you know, it's not our yarn, but we do have art supplies and some paint and stuff up in the side of the nook. Before Liz, okay. I just wanted to mention while we're looking at it, we've got the map had to go in a funky location over here, the two maps that we have. And we've got lots of pins. We're going to document this, and we might start the map over at the new shop with documentary evidence of everyone who's visited before this, because it's kind of hard to recreate with all the pins. But we might start a new, who's coming to the new shop, and we'll try to replicate. I'm heading back over to Liz, and I'm showing you some of the art supplies we have. They're limited right now, again, because of our move. My Goldwing and my crocheted Charlotte's Universe underneath it. You were gonna go ooh. Mohair has its own little twisty rack.
Whole big bucket of it now.
Some of that's kind of bright.
Yeah.
Falls into that. Ariel, Barocco Ariel is the mohair wear of our choice right now to be carrying. We've got some trunk show stuff from Spunky Sheep here. We have some nature spun. We're going to hit our twisty racks where we highlight some of our fun stuff.
Yarn Baby and Feederbrook Farm.
Yeah, so like local dyed or dyed for our shop. So here's where our Yarn Baby Yummies are. And lots of Feederbrook. We love Feederbrook. Feederbrook, a lot of it's very bright. And some of the solids of Feederbrook are sheep to shop yarn. There's a sample I've made. Isn't that pretty? And solids from her too. It's all her Blueface Leicester sheep.
And Yakima.
Yakima is not like a super small batch done yarn, but it's got yak in it, and it's sport weight, and it's pretty.
And it's the second tonal we have at the shop.
Yes. So a few more. We've got Spunky Sheep, Daydream Dye Works, just like one skein left from her. Leading Men, a little bit of Fiber Fairy here. If we go down the center here, and we'll go back to the Pretty Wall to look for brights. We've got our Island of Noro. So the crates we put around this column, we put all our Noro. So on this side we have Ito and Tasugare. And I guess I'll go around this way. On the two sides that face front and back, we put our cotton blends that came in. So this is Natsumeki, which has 60% cotton. It's a cotton, silk, and synthetic blend. There's your sweater.
Yeah, I'm folding it up because somebody draped it over.
Someone tried to make it look pretty. And then there's my entrelac, one ball of Ito. It's awesome. And then as we come around the corner here, we haven't reordered Curion or Silk Garden in a while, but we have Curion and Silk Garden. And then Rika, which is a chunky yarn that has some alpaca as well as the wool and other funky fibers. And this guy that's hanging here was made out of Tayo, which isn't being made anymore. And I think we've sold off almost all of our surprise boxes with that. But then in here is the Compaito, which is equal parts cotton and silk and polyamide. And that takes us around our island of Noro. And that takes us to our other favorite twisty rack. I am facing where we put the Katrinkles because we ran out of space to put the Katrinkles back with the notions. But Katrinkles and a little twice year cheap. We've got some La Pampa, which is a chunky merino. And then the rest of the twisty rack is our fiber space, which, is a little sad looking right now. When we get to the new shop, we will restock. But fiber space is squishy superwash merino. It's our tonal, our yummy, our go-to for so many things. So many things. And then we have the rack that gets odds and ends and bits and bobs. And
it's where yarn goes to die.
Yeah, except for the bamboo bloom. We'll eventually get more of that in. But we've got various like silks and linens and like Lorna's laces. She doesn't dye yarn anymore. We don't carry buy yarns very much anymore. We were experimenting with some Cascade and some Plymouths, and they went here. And this is the yarn that we hope to restock on when we get to the new shop. The bamboo bloom is really fun for one skein projects. But yeah, it's a little sad. So I'm going to pan over to the bags again. But some of those are maybe bright. Most of what's on where stuff goes to dye is not online. So contact us if you like any of that.
We have to go just do a 360 in the back. We don't have to talk much about it, but I know.
Okay.
Just real quick.
Okay.
So they can see my fort.
Yes, you do. We do need to see your fort. We can always open up and still be talking about bright yarns and stuff. So the back here, all these boxes. First, I'm just going to say, okay, so in the back, we have a teaching area. We never figured out where we're putting all of our slat wall. Maybe we'll find homes at the new place. We have a big, huge whiteboard. That's for the Papillon class. That's super secret stuff. So, and I have a teaching area. We have bins in case customers want to store things here. We receive yarn. And I have room to teach still. And then this...
It's my fort! Rebecca said I had to do something with all the boxes that were really good boxes that I didn't want to throw away.
And I was like, I'm sorry, I moved off of you when you said that. But I also was like, why don't we divide the space? Because there's a little bit of a mess back there.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But yeah, you and Hannah, and then you didn't you build this part?
This one. And this one sticks out a little bit because the roundy round thing is on the other side.
Yeah. Well, this one has a funky angle too. But it means like, okay, so if you go back here, just to show you what's back here, our bathrooms are back there, but we have a little really messy kitchenette here. And we have, we jokingly call it the nap room back there, but it's more storage. And there's little hidey holes in this place all over the place. But when you go back here, we have all this signage and people still miss where they're supposed to go. You can't go out because we keep this locked most time. But we have individual bathrooms from when the building was built in the 1970s. And then there's the nice handicapped accessible. Everybody uses this bathroom. But as you come back in and you walk back up to where all the fun stuff is, see, there's a wall here. It does look like a medieval fort. It's great. We never got around to painting it, though. There's Liz's office. We're going to keep walking by it.
I'm going to just close this.
Yeah, you saw a glimpse, though. But, okay, so I'm going to take us up to the pretty wall. We glanced by it, but then we told you all the other yarn in the shop. So let's start at the thick end. Some of these colors are very bright, but there's not going to be much yardage on the really thick stuff. So the Yana and the Yana XL is going to be really thick. Oh, this is Lucifer. This is our
Hannah named him.
Yep, this is our motion sensor activated trash can with eyes. You can see there's a hot mess back here too. That's all I'm going to show you that. Okay. We have some Miracell Ushia. We have some Lannis Quick from Barocco. We got a lot of stuff in here. Anything that's twisty and looks pretty. The Puyu, the Ultra Alpaca Chunky. We'll see what ends up on the pretty wall at the new shop. It's probably going to be, the cottons are going to get their own space in the back. This stuff is warmy. It's really pretty and multicolored. We've got more alpacas. Ultra
the cottons
Pima.
Are pretty bright.
Yeah, the cottons have some bright. We usually carry a lot more colors of this. And at the new shop, the Sammy has some bright colors. The 220 Superwash Wave has some bright options. The Mushishi's not being made anymore. And what we have left is, I don't know how bright it is. Friday Harbor. One of the sweaters I'm currently knitting is in that. Jody Long Summer Delight has been discontinued. Some of those are quasi-bright, but not really. Heritage 6 is our
Sport.
Try that again. Sport weight version of the Heritage, which we're heading backwards through this. So sport weight, a couple more plies. Some of those are nice bright colors. The Patagonia from Juniper Moon is a light DK that blooms nicely, and some of those might count as bright. Some, kind of, maybe. Heritage and Heritage Wave. Heritage Wave is not being made anymore, so what we have is what we have. But Heritage Solids. Harriet Fine, not to be confused with Heritage, is alpaca and nylon. And then a lot of the ones at the bottom, the Aini, we're phasing out. We might bring in the new colors at some point.
And oh, look, there's yarn already boxed and ready to go.
We never got this up on the wall, and we probably won't. It's more colors of Harriet Fine. And we're back to, buttons. And we're back up to the front door. And it is time to open because we have people walking up who want to come in.
Go get the keys.
So hang on a second. And, Pep's got it. Pep's got it. So we're we have to go deal with customers. We'll talk to you next week.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the fun stuff.
Bye.